happening, everybody? Good morning. It's Transformation Tuesday. How y'all doing? I hope your days are going well. And I hope that if the day is not going well, that possibly listening to this live or watching this replay makes it just a little bit better. And if it doesn't, I hope that tomorrow is just a better day for you. Every day is a different day. If you don't get it this day, if you don't feel good this day, as long as you wake up to see a tomorrow, then you have another chance to change things, make things better, etc. Now, on to this Big Brother stuff. Yesterday was one of the Yesterday was one of the longest gameplay talks that I ever saw uninterrupted. Well, I don't know whether to call it gameplay talk or, it was kind of gameplay talk, but it was just more, it was a conversation that started between Leah and MJ. Well, let's start here. So, MJ, as we all know, won the HOH. MJ also won the power of veto. So this is a week where she had a significant amount of power in her hands. Some people are saying this is not a good week for her to have that power. That's debatable, but she did have a significant amount of power in her hands. Why is this car not moving? I'm confused. What's going on? Okay, why are you parked in the middle of the street? Anyways, New York stuff. As New Yorkers know what I'm talking about. Good morning, Tasha, and good morning, Juanita. So, yeah, as I was saying, she had a significant amount of power in her hands. She used the power to make those initial noms of Chemo and Angela, which were safe noms. The original thing was Chelsie in her ear telling her, Angela has got to go. Angela's got to go. Angela's got to go. Angela's got to go. So we all thought, okay, this is going to be the week that Angela finally goes. But there was something else on Chelsea's mind. And I think it was depending on who won the power of veto. Because I think that she was thinking Angela could go. If it happens to be that somebody wins the power of veto and chooses not to use it, Angela is a good secondary target because that's also her enemy. But I think that she was thinking about the person who is the bigger threat to her and more likely to win the comps. I think that was where she was going with that. And she was very aware from this chatty patty house that Leah has been against her for at least a few weeks now. So anyways, Chelsie was putting in work with MJ once MJ won that POV, because it's like she can take this shot at Leah for me. And at first I was like, that's a nice try. Good morning, Sapphire. I was like, that's a good try for her trying to do that. Then all of a sudden I go to bed one night, wake up the next morning, and then I look through Twitter and they're like, oh, it's going to be a backdoor for Leah. Chemo coming off the block. And I was like, whoa, she's good. Because I remember the original conversations that Chelsie and then also Cam, when she recruited Cam to double down on these conversations. I remember that MJ, oh, you're right. Leah is dangerous. Leah is kind of shady, but I don't want to be the one to take that shot. Like, somebody else is going to have to take the shot. So Chelsie basically convinced MJ that it's in the best interest of the house. Like, that's what the house wants. And really, Leah being there is mainly dangerous for her. So she's been getting people to execute these moves. Just like last week, when everybody was thinking that, okay, she's possibly going to be a renom, because Angela was pushing Chelsie as a renom, and then Chelsie got in Leah's ear with how dangerous T-Core is. T-Core is the most dangerous social player, etc., etc. And she even got Leah, who was not even for her, not even with her, to take that shot at T-Core. And now she goes around to the rest of the house like, I wish T-Core was here. I wish that she hadn't taken out T-Core. And they conveniently forget, or, maybe Leah conveniently forgets, I was actually being pushed by Chelsie to make this move. So fast forward, she got MJ to put up Leah. Never liked Chelsie. I like Chelsie. So she convinced MJ to put up Leah and backdoor Leah, basically. So Leah did not see this coming. Or maybe she did. Maybe. Well, she didn't see it coming beforehand, so that was the point. She was sad and crying about it, and she was like, why didn't y'all talk to me about this mistrust? She was talking to MJ first, and MJ kept saying, I think that Chelsie should be a part of this conversation. So she brought Chelsie into the conversation eventually, and Chelsie and Leah had this really, 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 really long talk. When I say really long talk, I mean I watched this talk for at least a couple of hours, if not more. Fell asleep, and I think I woke up, and I think the conversation between them had just ended. And in that conversation, Chelsie was leaning on saying that she heard from so many different house guests about Leah targeting her and saying, oh, we were working together in the beginning and then you switched up on me, etc., etc. You've been saying so many different things to so many different people. At first, Leah was pretty much denying that, and then I think that Leah was apologizing for game purposes, like, I'm not gonna be able to break this stronghold that Chelsie has on MJ unless I'm good with Chelsie, because I don't really buy or believe that she really feels that sorry for any of the things that Chelsie was saying. It was just more along the lines of like, what do I have to do to save my what? Chelsie is big influencing this game at this point. Like, this point of the game, she has stepped it up. I mean, she was playing a good game this whole time. But I was saying to myself, and I said on live at a certain point, I don't know if this Cam thing is going to bite her. Like at one point it seemed like she was throwing her game away, her good game that she had played so far, for her emotional connection with Cam. And I think that she was able to compartmentalize that and refocus on the game. She got Cam to commit to a final 2 with her, which I still think she would smoke him in a final 2. I think that if he happened to get to a final 2 with her, it's game over. I don't know if he might get a sympathy vote or two, but I think gameplay for gameplay, you always have to factor in the person who was in charge of the moves, not just the person who assisted with executing, because I basically kind of call that the Matt Jag effect. I always compare it to Matt and Jag. If you look at last season, Matt was there for a lot of the moves that were made. Matt helped Jag execute a lot of things. Like, he won certain competitions when he needed to. He used the power of veto the way that they planned. But at the end, it was like the only 2 votes that Matt got were because the two people didn't like the way that he treated them. But game-wise, there wasn't a strong argument for Matt because he was following behind Jag. She messed up a bit during Janky week, but picked it up again this week. Yeah, I agree. She wasn't the best during Janky week. She admitted that Janky week was extremely hard on her while she was having that conversation with Leah. Because Leah was kind of trying to bring up some things that Chelsie said also. And Chelsie was just like, yeah, Janky week was tough mentally, so, which is true. They could all attest to that. One second. Okay. I think Cam knows Chelsie will win. It's hard to know what Leah is trying to get. She does talk. Like, I was looking at that conversation for so long, and I can't even really summarize what the main points are that she was trying to get out of that conversation. I would like to tell you, like, oh, I would like to tell you, like, this is what Leah was getting at, but some parts she sounded self-righteous, like she was saying that she didn't do anything wrong. Other parts she sounded apologetic. Some parts she sounded like it was like, I want to work with y'all. Other parts it was like, I can't really trust you. So I'm like, you're here, you're there, and you're here, and you're there, and you're here, and you're there. Like, what were you trying to get out of this? I don't think this conversation did anything for her. And then Chelsie games 24/7. Like, I don't know how she does this. She games all the time. So she leaves that conversation and immediately goes over to Chemo and Rubina and tells them that she wasn't taking ownership of the fact that she was trying to get Chelsie out of the game. So she basically is continuing to spin the Leah is untrustworthy narrative, and she used that conversation that she had with her as further evidence for her case, which was brilliant. And then she goes and tells Cam about the conversation, and she is just like, Leah, she's closing the door on Leah. She's making sure that there's no chance that Leah is going to be able to switch it up, because MJ thinks she made a mistake. MJ thinks that she wants Leah to stay now. So Chelsie is just making sure. And the next week, it seems like all the targets are going to be on MJ. So MJ would probably have to depend on either herself or possibly Angela, because I have a feeling like Angela would take her off the block if she won POV, just for like a number standpoint, to make sure she has that number, or MJ has to win herself. What I'm curious about, though, is if Chelsie won or if Cam won, if they would be willing to do that, because MJ has been riding for them. So that's the part that gets a little bit tricky when you're talking about a jury situation, because even if she were to have, let's say, even if one of them were to have Chemo, the trio, if they were to have the trio, Chemo, Rubina, or T-Core, like, let's say they had all of them, they would still need to get somebody else to be that fourth vote. But I don't know, that's just me thinking ahead. All right. Retracts. Thank you for your first and last message on my channel. Appreciate you for the algorithm. I need to get like a thank you for the algorithm boost sound effect or something for those special comments. Yeah, they talked a long time. And I was really trying to get something out of that conversation. I was awake for 2+ hours watching it, middle of the night. I think I was watching it at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I fell asleep around 4 in the morning. Woke up, it was just ending. Chelsie is a G. Now I just need her to win the HOH during the double to get rid of Angela. I would love that. He won't. He's a coaster at this point. I was rooting for him, but now I know he ain't got no game. I've been saying that. Hey, Chocolate. Would love to see MJ get booted during the DE. What time is it? All right. I'm working too, but technically, I'm getting to my next client. So I have about 10 more minutes until I get there. And then I'm going to jump off. Chelsie is our, I don't know. I wanted to say our resident tailor, but y'all already know, and y'all who have been here for a while know what's happening. Okay. Appreciate all your talk/updates. Thanks, Marshall. That's what happens when you trust your alliance over your own game. That'll be her punishment. I was knocked out. Chelsie is the HBIC. She is, man. She's like the right balance of tactical. She has learned how to, for the most part, she did have a couple of emotional moments when it came to Cam, but she's able to put that away, like tuck it in her back pocket. Like, even though I feel this way, I'm going to refocus, because sometimes that happens. That's the thing about Big Brother. You are not always going to be on point 24/7, but it's about how well you can bounce back from having those moments where you have those slip-ups, those mistakes, or those shaky moments. And she has shown that she's steady in that driver's seat. She'll steer the wheel right back on course. She's a great player, honestly. She's a solid player. I've been saying that from the beginning of the season. And it's just like I hear that, but then you're only playing against the people that you're there against. And then the other thing is, there were some super fans on the season. Didn't Angela even say she's a super fan? So we had Quinn, we had Joseph. Like, this is a season. Honestly, you can't even say what makes somebody a great player or not until they actually get in the house and start playing. And one thing that I noticed from her at the beginning, she had excellent reads on everything. She wanted to get Tucker out. Like, that, she had a hit list of people that she wanted out. And she's not like impressionable. I think you gave me that word yesterday. I didn't know why I couldn't think of it yesterday. I think you gave me that yesterday, Sapphire. She's not impressionable. So she'll sit in there like, oh, yeah. But it's based on, she doesn't want to step out until she can influence a small group and then know that she has people thinking a certain way, instead of just targeting somebody and then therefore putting a target on her own back or making an enemy. That's another thing. She has a way of getting people out and still being friends with them after. And I think that in the case of Leah, I think it's just one of those things where it's like, Leah is one person out of 7 votes. So if Leah doesn't want to give me her vote, that's okay. Because she knows that she has the... If Cam gets out before her, she would have Cam. It seems like she would have MJ. The only people that I don't know about, just Angela Angela and Leah. But who knows? Like, maybe when they get into the jury house, because of the people that are in there already, they would respect the game. They would influence them to respect the gameplay. I don't know what Tasha said. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of trolls this morning, but it's all good. After my first year covering Big Brother, I feel like nothing could ever be worse than that. That was like the worst year ever. If I could stay through that, there's these little troll comments here and there don't even bother me. Cam will double cross MJ, but not Chelsie. She needs to let Cam go. Why let him go? She can beat him. MJ had all the power. Yeah, I agree with that. MJ had all the power this week to take out Chelsie and took out. I know. This is gonna come back to bite her. I'm saying the hoping to be with him romantically. Oh. I mean, the jury's out, but based on how it looks, it looks like he just wants her to be a dog at the crib. But I don't know. Things can change. Who knows? Chelsie is also... see, Chelsie... So, Chelsie is an ally, but I feel like once you get to this stage of the game, you need like a number one, not just an ally. You need somebody to be your number one ally. And Chelsie, and I mean, I know that Chelsie said to MJ, "You're my number one," but I don't think that she would rather go with MJ over Cam if she had a choice. But she wants both of them to choose her. That's that Xavier right there, where he was convincing both Azza and Big D to choose him if necessary, even though we knew that was not going to happen. I mean, I guess it could have. One of them could have been good in the memory comp. But, yeah. Hi, Cass. Chelsie has been plotting with Cam to take out MJ. Yeah, she's not truly her ally, for sure. Oh, we got more trolls. Thank you for your first and last comment. Liquid. Yeah. Your first and last comment on this page. I really need a sound effect for that. Did the comments stop, or can I just not see them anymore? Thought he was talking about Cam at first. Chelsie will not pick MJ over Cam. Thanks for the super chat, Edward. I can't pin it, but I can like it. This should be a BB rule. Don't trust your alliance when it's final 7 or 8. Focus on the money. You have to trust it. So the way that I see it is, you start out early, you get in these big alliances. Oh, we have this 8-person alliance, we have this 6-person alliance, 5-person alliance, whatever. Those alliances are like, let me just get myself through the first half of the game. But you then have to have 1 or 2 people, 1 or 2 people that you can count on when it gets down to like 6, 7. You have to have somebody. You can't win this without anybody. So I think the way that Chelsie is playing it is perfect, because you don't know whether Cam is going to make it to the end. You don't know whether MJ is going to make it to the end. So right now she has a couple of solid options, and she has a few enemies, if you want to call them enemies. So she has a 50% shot based on where the competitions go. That's where it's at right now. Yeah, especially when you're down to what, 6? Like, why are you making moves to benefit your alliance at 6? Like, at that stage, like, Chelsea's not going to do that. Chelsea's not going to be like, hey, what do y'all think is the best move? She's going to listen to what everybody says to make them feel like, and then try to convince them that the move that is in the best interest for her is in the best interest of the alliance. And that is essentially what she has done the last 2 weeks. Because if she was just like, we got to get out Leah because Leah is a problem for me, then they would be like, we're not getting her out just because she's a problem for you. That's a you problem. But what she did was throw other people into the mix so that they would think that Leah is a problem for all of them, an equal problem for all of them, which she's not. Leah would be aiming straight for Chelsie going forward if she were to win like another HOH. So that's the art of a mastermind right there. That's what Big D, that's what Kylan did. I mean, that's what Xavier did by convincing Big D, by working on Big D and being like, when you have that sole vote, you have to get out Kylan, because Kylan will take me out, and then he'll take you out, and then he'll take Azza to the final 2. Like, that's one strategy, is like getting other people to do your dirty work. I mean, that's, to me, that's the best way to play the game, honestly. Get someone else to do it. MJ's only saving grace is that she's good at comps. Yeah, she's not strategic, but she's good at comps. She could pull out a veto. That would make things interesting. I need Angela to go. Okay, I need Angela to be out of this game. Angela has got to go. That's MJ's 750k mistake. Totally agree, Sapphire. Yeah, MJ has been able to hang in this game because of her ability to win comps. Don't get it twisted. It's not her gameplay that has kept her here. And now I have reached my destination. What time is it? 11:13. And what day is it? Tuesday. I might hop back on here later today. I might not. I'm not sure. But for those who've been here right now, appreciate y'all. Thanks again for the super chat, Edward. And thank you everybody for jumping on. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We're getting to the tail end of the season, so I'm probably going to be on here nearly every day. I don't know how I'm going to swing that next week, though, because I'm going to be traveling, but I'll be keeping up a little bit. And, well, I'll be keeping up. I shouldn't say I'll be keeping up a little bit, but I won't be keeping up as much as I would be while I'm home. But I'll be keeping up enough to at least probably do like a few short lives. But yeah, I'm very interested. I'm so glad that I'm going to be home for the week of the double eviction. I'm going to be home for all the eviction episodes because I'm going to be back by then anyways. But the double eviction, I can't wait for that. Yes, hit the like button on the way out. All right, everybody. Talk to you soon.